Take a look at this polar bear. It may seem mighty and all-powerful, but the polar bear is plagued by many detrimental factors.
Can't you see the sadness in this innocent bear's eyes? This is because of the horrible things it has gone through. And the biggest problem this polar bear has faced can be explained through one word: humans.
Humans are the biggest cause of the polar bear's endangerment. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's rewind. Why don't we talk about the polar bear herself and her habitat? The polar bear lives in an area of the world called the tundra. The tundra consists of the northern coast of Alaska, Canada, Norway, and Greenland. The Arctic tundra is located 3/4 of the way up the globe. Ice floes populate Arctic bodies of water. Ice floes are like boats for the animals. Animals can ride along the water with them. The ice is 6 to 8 feet thick. Cold winds and freezing temperatures are the norm here. The Arctic is a very dry place, receiving less than 10 inches of rain a year. It's like a desert. The Arctic would be a very bad place to try to grow crops. Typically, the soil is low in minerals and organic matter. The soil found commonly in the Arctic is called permafrost. This type of soil consists of gravel and sand held together by frozen water. Permafrost has 2 layers, one that freezes in the winter and thaws in the summer. The second layer stays frozen year-round. The second layer of permafrost prevents roots to grow and water to escape. Without permafrost, there is no Arctic. When the second layer of permafrost melts, it creates wetlands. One of the most remarkable plants of this area of the world is the Arctic willow. The Arctic willow is an outstanding plant. At 6 to 8 inches tall, it can create pesticides that wards off bugs. It has small hairs that protect it from the cold. Now, let's talk about the actual polar bear.
The polar bear, or Ursus maritimus, lives in the tundra of the Arctic. They live on sea ice and spend nights sleeping on snowdrifts. Adult males weigh about 1,800 pounds on average and have a mass of about 800 kilograms. Adult females weigh about 660 pounds on average and have a mass of about 300 kilograms. Their fur is mostly white, but not necessarily. It grows that way mostly because it blends in with the harsh Arctic ice. Currently, there are about 20 to 25,000 polar bears on Earth. In 1965, their population was very low, only about 10,000. Their biggest and only real predator is humans, of whom have provided the reason behind their huge dent in their population years back as well. They are behind most of the decrease, from being hunted by Inuits for their flesh to being made into soft fur rugs and parkas. Although surprisingly, older male polar bears actually may eat cubs. Walruses may harm the bears, but only in self-defense. Cubs less than 1 year old may be prey to wolves. They feed almost exclusively on seals. They are known to eat beluga and bowhead whale carcasses and birds' eggs. They are considered omnivorous, although they would rather eat meat over vegetation. They are tertiary consumers because seals are secondary consumers, but they can also be secondary or primary based on what they eat. They are omnivorous, so eating plants can also make them primary consumers. There are 19 subpopulations of polar bears. Another fun fact is that, luckily, in case they run out of food for some time, they can go days without eating. But that wouldn't be a huge problem anyway because their razor-sharp sense of smell helps them find prey much more easily.
There have been many causes to endangerment of polar bears. Like mentioned above, humans are the main cause. One of the causes of endangerment is global warming. Humans are pumping so much pollution. Pollution is affecting Mother Nature. The temperatures in the Arctic tundra have been going up. This is causing the ice to melt. Now the Arctic tundra is turning into a body of water. The polar bears don't have much living space because they cannot survive on water. Another cause of the polar bear's endangerment is oil spills. When oil gets on the polar bear's fur can no longer keep the polar bear warm. If the polar bear struggles to keep warm in such a cold climate, they will start to die. The last cause to the endangerment of polar bears is hunting. Many people have hunting competitions. The goal is to hunt the most polar bears to win trophies. This is the fastest cause to the decreasing population of polar bears. All these things are the cause to the polar bear's endangerment. As you notice, all these things are caused by humans. Humans have the main impact on a polar bear's endangerment.
This species is important to the tundra because it prevents overpopulation of its prey, such as the seal. It is important to care about them because they are threatened and need our protection, not our attack.
You can help. Try to reduce the amount of electricity you use if your house is powered by coal, oil, or natural gas. Or maybe try to switch to a new power source if possible.
If you've been using a good source already, such as wind or solar, then keep that. That's a smart option.
If you have some spare cash, try to donate some of it to the National Wildlife Fund or any other wildlife fund.
The polar bear needs you!